Hey guys, Evan here from Influence Vapor. I wanted to do a quick performance type video, kind of a tip video. I've spent a few days Google searching this question, and everybody who asks the question pretty much gets made fun of, shot down, told they're an idiot. I've seen some people who ask this question, get straight up called stupid, all sorts of shit, and they just pretty much leave the thread that they tried to start asking a legitimate question, feeling like a complete idiot, and probably never wanting to go back to that forum, never wanting to ask that question again. The question's perfectly reasonable. It's pretty much the question is, what battery is safest to vape a 0.1 ohm build? I've had this question. I pretty much just, did the technical research myself. But I wanted to see what other people say because it is pretty extreme. It is an extremely low ohm, rating for a build. But this is my everyday setup. This is how I vape every day. This right here, Copper Lucky 7s from MC Mods, authentic V2 plume veil. Let me show you the coils I've got in there. This is a little higher ohm rating actually. I just rebuilt this today. 7-wrap 20 gauge Canthal. This is my all-day vape every day of my life. This is how I vape. Great flavor, great clouds. I love vaping on this build. Now, normally I have 4 or 5 wraps of 20 gauge either nichrome or Canthal. I'm going to pull this off of this setup, throw it on my ohm meter, and let you see what it reads. And this is my everyday vape. Alright, there it is. 0.14. Guys, 0.14. Now, if I were to go on to all the popular forums, specifically the ECR forum, the electronic cigarette, it's a Reddit thing, I guess. I don't really use Reddit unless it comes up in a Google search, and I just read through the forums and end up getting frustrated with all the idiots on there. I don't have an account. I've never posted. I just I don't know what they call. There's a name for what I do, a lurker or some shit like that. I just kind of look through the forums. I've never really made a forum post myself. It's kind of a waste of time from what I've seen because it turns into stupid little debates about random shit that doesn't even matter, and then everybody ends up calling themselves a fucking idiot, and the thread's over. So this is for you guys who have asked the question on these forums and have got shot down and called stupid. It's not stupid. I vape like this every day. It's my favorite go-to build, and lots of people are the same way. If you want to learn how to build these builds and learn how to all that kind of stuff, there's some stuff on this channel. There's also Vape Sheriff. He's the founder, owner of Cloud Chasers Incorporated. He vapes every day like this. Lots of us do. You're not alone, guys. You're not alone if you ask that question. So anyway, all you have to do to find out and the big thing is amperage ratings. What battery can handle a certain continuous discharge amp rating. I use 40 amp batteries, 35 and 40 amp batteries. Now, this is the thing. We do not vape with continuous discharge ratings. Imrin, for example, the battery I've liked the most so far, this is the battery I use. IMR 18650 3.7 volt, 3000 mAh, and look at it, it has a high drain rechargeable battery anyway, 40 amp battery. That's continuous discharge. We vape with pulse discharge. Done. Done. We take maybe 5-6 second pulls. The batteries are being pulse discharged, not continuously discharged. So these batteries, this one specifically, this Imrin, authentic Imrin, there's a lot of fake rewraps that call themselves Imrins. These are, I got another AW, authentic AW 40 amp battery, 2600 mAh, I think it is, yeah. And then I've got this MXJO, 2800 mAh, 35 amp. All authentic. You can go on their websites and check your little security codes. They're not hard to find. You can find them at most vape shops, especially MXJOs. They're decent batteries. I vented one, I think. I vented it. It might be juice in there. I don't know. Batteries rarely, guys, they rarely explode. You see these videos of these batteries exploding. The guy from Vape Sheriff's channel, he's got a battery venting. He fired like, I forget what ohm rating the coil was, but he just set his mod to auto fire, backed up with his camera, and it didn't even explode. It just fired and fired until the battery died, and really the battery didn't even die. The insulator inside of his inside of his RDA melted, and it shorted out and quit firing. The battery didn't even vent, actually, with a complete hard short. It didn't even vent, it just stopped firing. His mod got hot, the button obviously got hot, shit went wrong, you know, that shouldn't have went wrong, and it will never go wrong, vaping, but he just wanted to prove that a battery's not going to blow your face off. And if a battery blows up, you're not using the right type of battery. Use an IMR. ICRs are not safe chemistry. An IMR battery is going to vent before it explodes, and mods are made for that. They have vent holes, and as long as you use your battery positive side up, your battery is going to most likely vent out the bottom. It might burn your hand a little, you know, but it's not a fatal life threat. Now I know comments are coming on this video, but I really don't care, because asking the question what battery is safe for a 0.1 ohm build is not a stupid question, guys. It's not a stupid question at all. So anyway, all you have to do to figure out what battery is safe and things like that is to take 4.2 volts, which is a fully charged 18650, and divide it by your ohm rating. That's all you have to do. Now, if you divide 4.2 volts by, say, this build 0.14, you're going to get like 38 amps, I think it was. I don't know. Anyway, pulse firing a 40 amp battery with a 0.10 build is perfectly safe. As long as you don't sit here and hold the button until your battery's dead, you're fine, which nobody who's vaping is doing unless they're sitting here just, oh, look at this, you know, letting vapor fly off the top of their attic. They're not doing it. It just doesn't happen, at least in normal everyday use, and people who are actually serious about its, you know, usage, they don't do that. Regardless, what I'm trying to say is that it's not a stupid question, and you can use 35 amp and 40 amp batteries. You can use them perfectly fine without hot button, with your mod getting just a little bit warm, and that warmth is really not even from the battery. It's this RDA getting warm and the heat transferring into your mod. That's all it is. If you get really super hot buttons, that's another thing entirely. And I have an anarchist, and I've had some heat issues with some other mechanical mods. The anarchist is the one I think of first when I think of hot button. It's not the battery, it's not the build, it's the mod arcing in the button. Regardless, again, let me show you this coil, just so you know. You know, that's a 7-rep 20 gauge Canthal coil, and it's, I mean, look at the vapor off this. The flavor is incredible. The vapor is great. It's my all-day vape, and guys, I want everybody to know that you can use the batteries we currently have on the market. 18650 single batteries in a mechanical mod. You can use them at these, you know, super low ohm ratings. So to all the guys on the forums who make fun of all these people, who make them feel like complete douchebags and make them feel like assholes, fuck you. Like, straight up, fuck you. Because you tell them they don't know what they're doing. You tell them they don't know how to vape. I saw one guy just lace into a fellow who posted a question. Who vapes that low? Who vape? Lots of us vape that low. I vape that low every day. Just because you're stuck in the past with your little, you know, K-funds with your mouth to long hitting on your fucking Pravari, nobody cares about that shit. He's not asking about your Pravari that can't even fire a device below 0.5 ohms. Nobody fucking cares. He's asking about a mech mod with really nice addy, really great coil build. What battery can he use in that? That's what he wants to know. He doesn't want to know what you do. He doesn't want to know what you feel about his build. He wants to know this. Yeah, man, you can use 35 amp, 40 amp batteries all the way down to 0.1 ohm. Pulse firing, even lower sometimes. You can, like the Snow Wolf, for example, it's a dual parallel 18650 regulated mod. That thing will fire down to 0.06. And it won't even, yeah, it can. That's its own rating. Shit's getting better. Technology's getting better. We're not in 1990 anymore, or whenever. You know, technology and battery technology especially has gotten way better. So yeah, you can do that, and you can vape low. You can get good clouds, good flavor off low gauge or high gauge or low gauge wire. You know, this big ass wire. You can vape that way, and lots of people do. And I think I'm going to start dedicating this channel more towards that, the performance side of vaping, because it's ridiculous the way people who are building cloud chasing, flavor chasing builds are getting treated in the average vape community. Yeah, it's a niche. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't vape that low, but there's also a lot of people who do. So anyway, all ranting aside, you can vape low, guys, and just make sure you get a good cell or a good battery that is not rewrapped, that you're not getting a B-bin battery. Make sure you're getting something that's an amp limit of 35 or above. I know if you move up to 30 millimeter RDAs and 26650 mechs, you can get 50 amp batteries. Perfectly safe, perfectly safe. Now, one thing I will warn you about, the lower you go below 0.1 ohm, the amp limit jumps exponentially. So say 0.08, it's like 70 amp continuous discharge you'll need in your battery. So if you're going to go below 0.1 or even 0.11, every 0.01 you go lower exponentially jumps, and you can get into some danger zones. You can vent a battery. So the best thing to do if you want to vape below 0.11 is to probably get a dual parallel unregulated box if you like the unregulated experience with your vaping. So just, there's lots of good ones out there. MCV Philippines has a lot of good ones. El Diablo Mods from the Philippines has a lot of good ones. There's a lot of really good ones out there. So just make sure you get a parallel box that's gonna share your amp limit with 2 batteries. You'll share your voltage limit with 2 batteries if you get a series box, but get a parallel box. It's going to be a lot safer below 0.11. But you can use single. I use them every day of my life. Single 18650 mech mods with 0.1-ish builds. That's just how I vape. It's how I've vaped for a long time, that way. And that's why I went to mech mods from regulated boxes, is so I could vape that low. But anyway, guys, I'm Evan with Influence Vapor. Sorry for the rant, but I hope there was some useful information in there. Thanks for watching.